The world is a strange place, full of shadows, strange, unexplained things, things that go bump in the night, things that make your skin crawl, things that make you question your sanity, things like the SCB. You won't find them in any history books. They don't exist officially, but they're out there, lurking in the shadows, watching, waiting. They call themselves the Special Containment Bureau. Their job? To protect us from the things that go bump in the night. They deal with the unexplainable, the paranormal, the things that would drive a normal person mad. They are the gatekeepers of our nightmares. And they are the only thing standing between us and the creatures that lurk in the dark.
Now, my dear viewers, if you have been enlightened by this tale, if you have felt the shadows creeping in, then I beseech you, support the World Stories channel. Subscribe, activate that bell, like, comment, and share this video. Can I get an amen? Hallelujah.
I first heard about them from a friend of a friend. It was one of those stories that you think is just a rumor, something whispered about in dark corners and never really taken seriously. A guy who claimed to have worked for a government agency. He seemed credible, with a certain air of authority and a haunted look in his eyes that suggested he had seen things most of us couldn't even begin to imagine. He told me about a top-secret file, a file so classified that only a handful of people even knew of its existence. A file on something called Creature 513. The name alone sent shivers down my spine, conjuring images of something out of a nightmare. It was being held at a high-security facility, a place so secure that even the most daring of intruders wouldn't stand a chance. Guarded by men with guns and nerves of steel. These were not just any guards, they were elite, trained to handle the most dangerous of threats. Creature 513, he said, was unlike anything you could imagine. A nightmare made flesh. It was the kind of thing that haunted your dreams and made you question reality. A creature of pure terror. Its very presence seemed to warp the air around it, creating an aura of dread that was almost palpable. He described it as a mass of writhing tentacles, each one moving with a mind of its own, seeking out anything it could latch onto, with razor-sharp claws and teeth like shards of glass. It was a predator in every sense of the word, designed to kill and consume. It had an insatiable hunger, a need to feed that could never be satisfied no matter how much it devoured. And it could mimic human speech. Perfectly. It would lure its victims with the voices of their loved ones, drawing them into its deadly embrace, luring its victims to their doom. It was a master of deception, using our own emotions against us. The file, he said, contained horrifying details. Accounts of encounters that left no survivors, only tales of horror passed down by those who found the aftermath. Details of experiments gone wrong, of scientists driven mad. They had tried to understand it, to control it, but it was beyond their comprehension, of security breaches and massacres, times when the creature had escaped, leaving a trail of death and destruction in its wake. He said it was the most terrifying thing he had ever read, and as he spoke, I could see the fear in his eyes, a fear that was contagious, making me dread the very thought of Creature 513. I didn't believe him at first, of course. It seemed too far-fetched, too outlandish to be true. I thought he was messing with me, trying to scare me. It wouldn't have been the first time he pulled a prank like this. But there was something about the way he told the story. His voice had a certain gravity, a seriousness that was hard to ignore, a look in his eyes. They were wide, almost haunted, as if he had seen something that had shaken him to his core, a tremor in his voice. It wavered, betraying a fear that he was trying hard to suppress. That made me think twice. Maybe, just maybe, there was some truth to his tale. He gave me a name, a place, a time, details that seemed too specific to be fabricated on the spot. I told myself I wouldn't go, that it was too risky, too foolish, that I wouldn't get involved. I had too much to lose, and it wasn't my problem. But curiosity got the better of me. The more I thought about it, the more I felt compelled to uncover the truth. I had to see for myself. I needed to know if there was any substance to his story. I found myself driving to a remote location on the outskirts of the city, an abandoned warehouse district, desolate and eerie. Even in broad daylight, the place had an unsettling vibe. The warehouse was exactly as he described it, old, crumbling, and forgotten by time, dilapidated, boarded up. The windows were covered with wooden planks, and the paint was peeling off in large chunks. An air of menace hung about it, like a shroud. It felt as if the building itself was warning me to stay away. I felt a chill run down my spine as I approached. Every step I took seemed to echo in the silence, amplifying my growing sense of dread. What was I about to uncover? I found the door he mentioned, hidden in the shadows, padlocked shut. I picked the lock with shaking hands. The rusty hinges groaned as the door creaked open. The stench hit me first, a putrid smell, like rotting meat. The warehouse was dark and dusty. Cobwebs hung from every corner. The floor was littered with debris, broken furniture, smashed equipment. And then I saw it. A cage lay twisted and broken on the floor, metal bars bent and broken as if by some unimaginable force. There were scratches on the walls, deep gouges in the concrete, and blood. So much blood. I stumbled back in horror, my heart pounding in my chest. It had escaped. Creature 513 was loose, but where was it now? I fled the warehouse, my mind racing. The echoes of what I had seen and heard reverberated in my head, making it hard to focus. I could still feel the cold, damp air of the warehouse clinging to my skin. I didn't know what to do, who to tell. Nobody would believe me. The world outside seemed so normal, so oblivious to the horrors I had just witnessed. I felt like I was living in a parallel universe. I thought about going to the police, but the thought of trying to explain everything to them seemed impossible. How could I make them understand the gravity of what I had uncovered? But what would I say? I needed answers. I needed to piece together the fragments of information I had. The more I thought about it, the more I realized that the police might not be able to help me. I needed to know more about SCB, about Creature 513. The cryptic messages and symbols haunted me. What did they mean? Who was behind them? I needed to know if we were in danger, if this was something that could affect not just me, but everyone around me. The stakes felt incredibly high. I went home and locked myself in my apartment. The walls felt like they were closing in on me, but I needed the isolation to think clearly. I didn't sleep that night. My mind was a whirlwind of thoughts and fears. Every creak and groan of the building made me jump. I spent the next few days glued to my computer, searching for any clue, any piece of information that could shed light on what I had stumbled upon, scouring the internet for any mention of SCB or Creature 513. I delved into forums, news articles, and obscure websites. The deeper I went, the more elusive the truth seemed. I found nothing but dead ends. It was as if someone had meticulously erased all traces of their existence. The frustration was overwhelming, until I stumbled upon a hidden forum, a place that wasn't indexed by search engines, a place you had to know about to find. It was a place where people shared stories of the unexplained, tales that defied logic and reason, stories that made my own experience seem almost mundane, of government conspiracies and secret organizations, the kind of things you only hear about in whispers and rumors, of creatures that lurked in the shadows, beings that defied the natural order that existed in the periphery of our reality. And there, buried deep within the threads, I found it, a single post that mentioned SCB and Creature 513. It was vague, but it was a start, a glimmer of hope in the darkness. There were others who knew about SCB, people who claimed to have encountered Creature 513, people who had lost loved ones to the horrors that lurked in the dark. They called themselves the Watchers. They shared information, clues, whispers in the dark. They were trying to expose SCB, to warn the world of the dangers that lurked beneath the surface. I joined their ranks, eager to learn more, to find answers. We followed every lead, every rumor, every whisper in the wind. We hacked into government databases, we broke into secure facilities, we risked everything to uncover the truth. But the deeper we dug, the more we realized how little we knew. The truth was out there, somewhere, buried beneath layers of secrecy and deceit. But the closer we got, the more dangerous it became. We were being watched, followed, our phones were tapped, our emails monitored. SCB knew we were onto them, and they were closing in. But we wouldn't be silenced. We had to get the word out. The world needed to know about SCB, about Creature 513, about the things that go bump in the night. Hey folks, tired of the same old boring news? Sick of reality TV and cat videos? Then you've come to the right place. Welcome to the World Stories channel. Here at WSC, we bring you the stories the mainstream media is too afraid to touch, the unexplained, the unbelievable, the downright bizarre. From alien encounters to government conspiracies, we've got it all, so buckle up, folks, it's gonna be a wild ride. Hit that subscribe button and join us as we delve into the mysteries of the unknown. You won't regret it, or maybe you will. But hey, at least you'll be entertained. The truth is out there, somewhere, but sometimes, the truth is too terrifying to face. We crave the familiar, the comforting lies, the illusion of safety. But the shadows hold a strange allure, a whisper of the unknown, a glimpse beyond the veil, and sometimes, we can't resist the call. The human mind is a fragile thing, easily broken, easily manipulated. We see what we want to see, believe what we want to believe. But the truth has a way of revealing itself when we least expect it, in the dead of night, in the shadows at the edge of our vision. Is SCB real, or just a myth? Or is it just a figment of our collective imagination, a product of our deepest fears and anxieties, a reflection of the darkness that resides within us all? Is creature 513 out there, lurking in the shadows, waiting to strike? Or is it just a story, a campfire tale to scare children? The answers, like the shadows themselves, remain elusive, shifting, changing, always just out of reach. But one thing is certain, the world is a stranger, more terrifying place than we ever imagined it to be. The search for answers continues. The watchers remain ever vigilant, determined to expose the truth, no matter the cost involved. But the shadows are deep and foreboding, and the creatures that lurk within them are cunning and elusive. They guard their secrets jealously and fiercely. The fight for truth is a dangerous game indeed, one that few are willing to play or risk. But for those who dare to seek answers, the journey is relentless. The stakes have never been higher than now. The legacy of SCB lives on, in the whispers, the rumors that spread, the nightmares that haunt our waking hours and dreams. Thank you for watching the terrifying tale of SCB and Creature 513. We hope you enjoyed this journey into the unknown. If you crave more spine-chilling tales, mysterious legends, and eerie adventures, join us at the World Stories channel. Here we delve into true horror stories, lost cities, haunted forests, alien creatures, secret organizations, conspiracy theories, the mysteries of space, the depths of the seas, and the secrets of the earth. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. Hit the bell icon to stay updated with our latest stories. Stay curious, stay brave, and keep exploring the unknown. And remember, the shadows may be deep and the creatures cunning, but together we can uncover the truths they hide. Until next time, watchers, stay vigilant. Text on screen. Stay curious, stay brave. World Stories channel.